Hola a todos, mi nombre es Priscila de la Peña y yo voy a ser su maestra de inglés de 1Ro de secundaria. Y la lección de hoy que vamos a ver se llama Talking About Services. Es la primera en su libro de Yes We Can. Y pues si tienen alguna duda o pregunta, que no les dé pena hacérmela saber. Mi correo está aquí abajo, no sé si le quieran tomar una foto o anotarlo. Si quieren les doy unos minutos. Bueno, se los digo, es a00826-324@itesum.mx. Bueno, vamos a comenzar. Okay, so for the agenda of today, we're gonna first talk about grammar and vocabulary. I'm gonna show you some people that work in our community, and we're gonna learn some of the verbs that they use in order to work and to pursue what they do. Secondly, we're gonna read and listen from your book, Yes We Can, and we're gonna do an activity. And then third, this is gonna be for homework. It's gonna be reading and speaking, where you're gonna act a dialogue out. So the first thing is grammar and vocabulary. So before we begin, I wanna make sure that everyone is paying attention so you can get the most out of this class. So we're gonna be reading some words. I wanna make sure that if you have your cell phone next to you, you put it on silent so I can have your complete attention. I wanna make sure that you guys listen very good to my pronunciation and everything I say so you can mimic the sounds. And then lastly, I wanna make sure you guys are not nervous or are shy to speak whenever we have an activity and practice like that, because that's the best way that you can learn, is practicing it out loud. Okay, so this activity, basically I'm gonna show you a picture and you're gonna tell me who you think it is in English, okay? So first we have this image, which we all know by what he's wearing, that he say in Spanish, doctor. So anyone know what the word in English to describe him is, or to call him? Okay, he's a doctor. D-O-C-T-O-R, doctor. Does anyone know where he works or where he spends most of his time? In Spanish, it's called hospital. It's very similar in English. We have hospital. Okay, so we have doctor, D-O-C-T-O-R, and hospital, H-O-S-P-I-T-A-L. I'm gonna give you some time so you can write it. Okay, moving on. This is our next word. In Spanish, she is called maestra or maestro. Okay, in English, it's teacher. T-E-A-C-H-E-R, teacher. And does anyone know where she works or where she spends most of her time? In Spanish, it's called escuela. And in English, school. S-C-H-O-O-L. So teacher and school. I'm gonna wait for you guys to write them down. Okay, so next we have oficial or policía. In English, police officer. Police space officer. And does anyone know where he works or where he spends most of his time? Parque. In English, it's park. P-A-R-K. So police officer and park. Okay, our next word is mesero. In English, waiter. W-A-I-T-E-R, waiter. And does anyone know where he spends most of his time or where he works? At a restaurant. Well, here it says. Restaurant, restaurante, R-E-S-T-A-U-R-A-N-T, restaurant. Okay, so we're gonna take this time to practice. So these are all the words we learned today. So we have doctor, D-O-C-T-O-R, teacher, T-E-A-C-H-E-R, police officer, P-O-L-I-C-E, space O-F-F-I-C-E-R, hospital, H-O-S-P-I-T-A-L, school, S-C-H-O-O-L, and park, P-A-R-K. And like those words, there's 1,000 more. You can look them up. You can go outside and visit your community and you're gonna figure it out that there's a bunch of more words that we didn't see today. For example, nurse, chef, pilot, salesman, restaurant, office, and airplane. Okay, so for our next activity, so basically, here we have 3 rectangles. This is a table, and from the words that we used in our previous section, in our previous activity, we're gonna put them all together to create a sentence. So first we learned that this was a doctor. So what verb can describe what he does? We have works, and where does he perform this verb? At a hospital. So if we put all these words together, we create this sentence. The doctor works in the hospital. You can also say the doctor works at the hospital. Whatever sounds better to you. So now we have, do you guys remember who she is? Teacher. What does she do? She works. Where does she perform this verb? In the school. So if we put all these words together, the subject, the verb, and the object, which are the 3 main parts of a sentence, we get the teacher works at school. Okay, we have another example. We have the police officer. What does he do? He works. Where does he do it? In the park. So if we put all these 3 parts together, we create a sentence and we get the police officer works at the park. One last example. We have, do you guys remember who he is? Mesero. In English, it's called waiter. Again, what does he do? He works. Where? In a restaurant. So if we put them together, the waiter works at the restaurant. And this works with any subject, verb, and object that you can think of. So for our next activity, you're gonna go to page 11 of your book, Yes We Can, and make sure you have a pencil with you so you can write the correct answers. If you don't have the book with you, it's okay, just make sure that for the next class you have it. I'm gonna show the image or the activity that we're gonna work on, but for future references, make sure you have your book with you to make this easier. Okay, so this activity, basically, it's based on a dialogue, which you can see here. So I'm gonna read that dialogue to you in the correct order, and you're gonna make sure that you're paying close attention so you can listen to that order. And based on what I'm gonna say, you're gonna put the order that you think it is correct. So I'm gonna say the dialogue twice, so make sure you pay close attention. Okay. Good evening. Good evening, sir. What would I eat tonight? We have chicken soup. Sounds good. Would you like ice cream for dessert? Yes, I would like a scoop of chocolate cream, please. Here it is. Enjoy your food. Thanks. Okay, so I'm gonna read it one more time, this time slower, so make sure you write the correct number that you think it goes or it follows. Okay. Good evening. Good evening, sir. What would I eat tonight? We have chicken soup. Sounds good. Would you like ice cream for dessert? Yes, I would like a scoop of chocolate cream, please. Here it is. Enjoy your food. Thanks. Okay. So I'm gonna give you a couple of minutes to make sure everyone wrote the correct numbers down. Okay. So these were the correct numbers. We have 4, 8, 1, 2, 3, 5, 9, 7, and 6. So based on this dialogue, we can make a conclusion that it's based on a girl and a man. The man goes to a restaurant and there's a lady, the waiter, she's a lady, and she goes to the man's table to ask him what he wants to eat that night. And the man tells him what he wants, and the lady, the waiter, gets the food to him so he can eat it. Okay, that was all the activities that were planned for today. Now I want you guys to practice at home. This is a very simple activity. So the assignment is basically to create a dialogue using any of the vocabulary words that we learned today or any new vocabulary words that you looked up in your free time, but based on the topic that we learned. You can also use your book or any other resource. And the assignment is basically to act out a dialogue that you guys are gonna create, and you can do it with any of your family members or a friend or anyone that is interested to participate in this activity. You can record it or to practice later or to listen to it later, or you can just act it out one time and that's it. And hopefully with this activity, it will help you practice writing these words out down so you know how they are spelled and how to structure your sentences. And it will also help you with your pronunciation once you act the dialogue out, so you know how the words are pronounced and how you're supposed to say them. And that's it for today's lesson. I hope you enjoyed the class of today. And if you have any questions, don't be afraid to ask. As I showed you in my first slide, There you have my email, and I'll be happy to answer any of your guys' questions. Thank you very much.